Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise, glory, honor unto Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shah, by Hashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of great millstone who teach and rule well. Peace and salutation to the hopeful elect that is scattered abroad. And I ran across this article, you know, today, but it was posted on the 24th. And the title of it is Space Force Gets Its First Delta Echelon as Air Force Turns Over More Units. And it reads, the U.S. Air Force has realigned some of its major space wings and transferred their missions to the Space Force in one of the largest command overhauls in nearly 40 years. Space Force officials announced Friday that 5 Air Force units have moved to the military's 6th branch. 3 wings and 8 subordinate groups or centers were deactivated in favor of creating the Provisional Space Training and Readiness Command. Last month, the Space Force said it will have only 3 command echelons, field commands, deltas, and squadrons. The transferred units will form Star Delta Provisional and will be headquartered at Peterson Air Force Base, Colorado for now, according to a release. The realigned unit include the National Security Space Institute, U.S. Air Force Warfare Center Detachment 1, 705th Combat Training Squadron, Operation Location Alpha, 25th Space Range Squadron, and 527th Space Aggressive Squadron, the release states. This ceremony highlights the most significant restructure of space units since the establishment of the Air Force Space Command in 1982, said Chief of Space Operations General John J. Raymond. Due to the novel coronavirus pandemic, Space Force officials held a pre-recorded virtual ceremony to recognize the transformation. Speaking at a separate virtual center for a new American security event Friday, Raymond said the restructure called for collapsing 2 layers of command again to get after a lean, agile structure that can move fast and enable accountability and agility. The organizational change means Air Force Space Wings and groups will move into the Delta structure, he added. The change inactivated 3 Space Wings and 8 lower echelon commands. In their place, it activated Star Delta, 2 garrison commands, and 8 mission deltas, the release states. That means the 21st Space Wing at Peterson and the 50th Space Wing at Schriever Air Force Base, Colorado, and subordinate unit no longer exist and have instead formed the Peterson Schriever, I think that's how you said it, garrison. The 460th Space Wing at Buckley Air Force, Colorado, was also inactivated, and the Buckley garrison stood up in its place. The additional 8 suspended or reformed units include the 21st Operations Group, the 721st Operations Group, the 460th Operation Group, 614th Air Operations Center, 50th Network Operations Group, 544th Intelligence, Surveillance, and Reconnaissance Group, 50th Operations Group, and 750th Operations Group. The new garrison support roughly 30 space missions located around the world. Raymond said the streamlining process has also included whittling down the Pentagon Space Force headquarters from about 1,000 to roughly 600 people. And it said he named Colonel Pete Flores as Star Delta provisional leader. The service previously said Deltas would be led by 0 to 6 officers, a rank equivalent to Navy captains or colonels in the other services, and will be organized to support a specific function such as operations, training, or installation support. Star Delta is the precursor organization to the Space Training and Readiness Command Field Command, which will be reasonable, which will be responsible for educating and training space professionals. A two-star general will eventually oversee this field command. Officials estimate STARCOM will be active by 2021 at a location still to be determined. The structure will not eliminate any jobs, officials said, though some roles and responsibilities may change as the Space Force continue to build its ranks. Okay. You know, this devil Esau knows he have but a short time, so he quickly getting his Space Force together to fight the Lord and his angels when he returned, because he is the border of wickedness, and his pride has deceived him into thinking he have a chance against the Lord. You know, that's why they make different movies like Independence Day and Pacific Rim and 2012. But you devils don't stand a chance. I want to go to the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, start at verse 3. The pride of thine heart has deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the cliffs of the rocks, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. And that nest among the stars would be their space station. No matter how long and how hard you train, you'll never win this war. And your space equipment can't keep up with the Lords and his chariots, who you call UFOs, but you know exactly what they is. From there, I want to get the book of Zechariah, chapter 1. It's like chapter 5, start at 1. Then I turned and lifted up mine eyes, and looked, and behold, a flying roll. And he said unto me, What seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll, and the length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits. Then he said unto me, This is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. For every one that stealeth shall be cut off, as on this side according to it, and every one that sweareth shall be cut off, as on that side according to it. I will bring it forth, said the Lord of hosts, and it shall enter into the house of the thief, and into the house of him that swears falsely by my name, and it shall remain in the midst of his house, and shall consume it with the timber thereof and the stones thereof. Alright. And this flying roll is speaking of a huge chariot, but I pulled this precept because it tell you that the chariots are the curse of the earth, and verse 4 says, it's coming to destroy the house of the thief and him that swears falsely, which is Esau Edom, because you did steal a nation of people, which is the apple of the Lord's eye. We still in your hand to this day, and you pushing that, in God we trust thing, but hey, you are the Antichrist, because hey, your kingdom is the complete opposite of the Lord's word. Everything you either might stand for is wicked, man. But from there, I want to go to Slovakia. to the book of Isaiah, chapter 66. And I'm starting at verse 15. For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. Hey, the Lord is coming to slay the wicked, which is all you other nations and 2/3 of our people, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, with his chariots among other swords. And get ended up right here. The book of Revelation, chapter 12, and I'm starting at verse 7. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels, and prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. All right, and who deceived the whole world, man? Which is Esau, man. Which is the Edomites. They lying to the whole world, deceiving the people. And you know, and it's talking about the fourth. It's not talking about the fourth dimension, heaven. The Most High dwell, but it's talking about the blue skies as we see, man. But it's three heavens: the blue skies, the outer atmosphere, and then the fourth dimension where the Most High dwell. And that dragon and his angels is talking about you Edomites and your military, man. You know. So, while willing, this was edifying to you. I want to say shalom.